What's up guys, Cardfight NEX here, and today I'm gonna do an updated deck profile on my Alfred Blaster deck previously shown on Cardfight area. So this deck is perfect for all you Blaster Blade lovers who love to finish your opponents off with Blaster Blade. This deck reading image revolves around Flogao resending Blaster Blade with the help of Javelin, which allows you to recruit your Flogaos onto the field. So if you guys actually watch me playing this deck is able to dish out high amount of attacks, especially with the combo shown. So during the turn you are striding into Odd Mao, you are able to call out a huge Blaster Blade and call out Javelin so that you can call 2 Flogaos so that the powered up Blaster Blade will be able to swing like 3 times, which is freaking amazing. So let's go on to deck profile and let us begin with the great trees. First up, we play 4 copies of Alfred, the brand new Alfred. Unfortunately, I only have this is an English deck, but I only have a Japanese one because the English one is not out yet. It's only out at March, which is next month. So why Alfred is very important for this deck is because of his on-right skill, which is amazing because that turn you will be swinging your opponent to 4 damage most of the time. So his skill is when this unit is placed on the Vanguard circle, you may pay and if you have a soul with a blaster or a swordsman of light, so basically during your early game you want to write into one of these units, either a swordsman of light or a blaster, so that you can activate skill. If there's none of those units inside, you won't be able to activate skill. So skill is you may pay the cost of Counter Blast 1, Soul Blast 1, and discarding 1 card from your hand. If you do, search your deck for 2 units of different grade with Swordsman of Light, and superior call them to your Rearguard circle. So what you want to do with this skill is you want to call out 2 units, which is Blaster X and Junos. Basically, Blaster X and Junos have the same skill. Blaster X skill once per turn. If another unit is placed on the Rearguard circle due to the effect of your cards, and you have Alfred Vanguard against its 5k power. So what you want to do is Alfred will call 2 units, right? So you want to call both of them. They will, since they are called at the same time, both of them will trigger each other's skill. So during that turn, you're already gonna have like both of them getting 5k. So if you call more units, it's gonna be 15k to guard each column, which is very, very painful. Most of the time, your opponent will just gonna take the attack. So it's very, very good because during the turn, you want to push your opponent to 4 damage, and you get your Blaster Blade re-standing combo. Your opponent's pretty much done for. So 4 copies of Alfred because he's the main right target of the deck. Next up, 4 copies of Galahad. Yeah. So basically, when this unit is placed on the Vanguard circle, you can Counter Blast 2 if you do search your deck for an Alfred and write it as stand. So basically, this card ensures that you write into Alfred. However, if you actually do not have your Alfred, you might want to take 3 damage so that you can 3 Counter Blast, and so that you can activate Alfred's skill. So this guy is just pretty much there for you to guarantee write Alfred. Otherwise, it's still a pretty nice card. He has a pretty nice second effect, which is when this unit attack hits the Vanguard, and if you have a Vanguard with the Alfred the name against a counter charge 1, so you can counter charge 1. And of course, sorry, I forgot to mention that when you write the Alfred, let's say you Counter Blast 2 search for Alfred and write it, he'll come up from the soul. You can call this unit to Rearguard circle from the soul. So basically, you're gaining a +1 onto the field, I guess. So that's pretty nice to have, just in order for you to guarantee write your Alfreds. So 4 copies for consistency. Next up, our Avatar Blaster Blade. This is gonna be our main attacker of the deck because of Flogao. His skill is when he plays a Vanguard or Rearguard circle, you can Counter Blast 2 and destroy. If plays a Vanguard circle, you can retire 1 unit, grade 0 or whatsoever. Very nice skill to have. If you have opponent with a very fearful starter, you can always retire the starters. Otherwise, second skill is when this unit is placed on a Rearguard circle, you can retire a grade 2 or higher. So yeah, back then we always get rid of those pesky Palamiters. But the most important thing of Blaster Blade is because he's your avatar, and you want to abuse Flogao and resend Blaster Blade, especially with the power with Aerial Divine Knight Odd Mao. So 4 copies of our avatar. Next up, 3 copies of Blaster Javelin Larose, Swordsman of Light Blaster Javelin Larose. So basically, he's a blaster and swordsman of light at the same time. Skill is when this unit is placed on the Rearguard circle, you may pay the cost of choosing 2 cards from your hand and put them into your soul. If you do, search your deck for 2 doggies, which is high beasts, doggies or eagles or anything, and call it to your separate open Rearguard circles. So you cannot call over units. So make sure your Rearguard circles empty before you can call them. So basically what you want to do is going to call 2 Flogao so that your giant Blaster Blade is going to swing like hell. Very, very good card, in our opinion. Basically, we're going to search him out using Wingull Brave early game, because it's a blaster in the name. Next up, 3 copies of Blaster X. So when another unit is placed on the rearguard circle and if you have an Alfred Vanguard, it gains 5k power. Very important for the Alfred right turn. Otherwise, it's still a very good rearguard because every turn when it's still there, as long as it's super core stuff, even by outmount, he'll gain plus 5k power as well. Next up, Armes, Swordsman or Light Armes, basically Blaster Blade before he got Blaster Blade. Blaster Blade is the name of the sword, not the unit, so it's something cool to know. When you have Alfred Vanguard, it gains a 2k power, so it's 11k solo attacker. Pretty nice. When this unit attack hits the Vanguard and you have an Alfred Vanguard, it may pay the cost of 1 counter blast. If you do, search your deck for up to 1 Blaster Blade in the card name and call it to a rearguard circle. Shuffle the deck and choose one of your autos, and until turn it gets a skill 0. Basically, what this means is any skill that you call, any Blaster Blade that's called by its effect, can pay its cost for free. So basically, attack hits. Okay, I'll call Blaster Blade out. Okay, cool. I can bomb one effect. Bomb one of your rearguards with Blaster Blade's effect. Pretty damn cool. Your opponent's most likely gotta guard it, and it gives you good early game pressure as well, because it does have generation break. But 1 copy because we are here to finish off your opponents fast, right? 1 copy because I like to play 1 copy of Avatar before he's a blade. Okay, so next up, 4 copies of Junos. Grade 1's Junos. Basically, he is Blaster Dark before he became Blaster Dark. If you guys read the original manga, which is the Century of Light manga, Unite Century manga, this is actually a series. I actually kind of wish they translated it, but I actually read about it. So basically, when another unit is placed on the rearguard circle, and if your Alfred Vanguard, it gives us 5k power, same as Blaster X. Just there for that Alfred turn right effect combo. 4 copies of Strike Helpers because it's a strike deck. Yeah, so pretty much that. Because you want a strike, generation strike all day. So 4 copies of Perfect Guard because this deck, okay, it doesn't really use a lot of counter blast, but it's just there because you get counter charges in case you need a counter charge. I mean, after all, we are still gonna play two Pakgao. Pakgao is when this unit is playing the rearguard circle, you can Soul Blast 2 and counter charge 2. So sometimes if you do not have enough counter blast to trigger your Flogger skill, you might want to use his skill to call it out so that you can use the 2 Soul that is put into Soul and to pay for its counter charging skill. Pretty nice card to have. It's sometimes it's a lifesaver because sometimes I run out of counter blast and I can call Pakgao with this, and I can use him, call Flogger and one Pakgao, and I can continue my Blaster Blade combos. Finally, for triggers, we play 8 crits, but 4 of the crits is the wonderful, pretty Floral Paladin Flogger. So yeah, basically his skill is, at the end of the battle that your Blaster Blade attacks, you can counter blast 1 and shuffle back in the deck, restand that Blaster Blade. Pretty dang awesome because let's say you call a unit with Outmount, the Blaster Blade is going to gain plus 5k power. And yeah, imagine that you're going to utilize its skill multiple times, especially you can call 2 Floggers, shuffle back attack, shuffle back restand, then after attack shuffle back restand again. That's pretty dang awesome. This card is so broken actually. Yeah, this card makes the Blaster deck stupidly good. So that's 8 crits, 4 draw triggers because you are able to call with his skill. I don't know why you want to do that, just because it's a high beast. 4 copies of the best heal. I don't know, this heal saved me so many times. I death heal so many times with this heal, the waifu heal. Even though there are many beautiful heal triggers, but this is my favorite. Alright, and the starter we play 1 copy of Wingle Brave SP. I remember Paddy gave this to me. Thank you so much. When I first played MLB long time ago, he gave me this SP. I think this is pretty much one of my first English SPs, if I'm not wrong. Because back then when I first built my first English deck, he got me this SP. Thank you so much. So when a unit with Blaster, when this unit boosts a Blaster and the attack hits, you can search your deck for, you can push him to Soul, search your deck for 1 Blaster and add it to your hand. So what we're gonna do is, early game, let's say this card is boosting Blaster X, attack hits, go into Soul, search for Blaster Javelin, so that I can wait for the turn that I use him and finish my opponent off. Because I am guaranteed to have a Blaster Javelin in hand, and Blaster Javelin plus Outmount means game, you know? Or at least a very painful turn for your opponent. So very, very, very important starter. Definitely a must play in this deck. 1 copy as starter. So for Strides, we play 4 copies of the Alfred Dinosaur, aka Holy Squire Dragon. When this unit is placed on the Vanguard circle, this is activate skill. Counter blast 1 and flip a copy of Self Face Up. Once per turn, if you have an Alfred Heart, you may unlock all your rearguards. Even if your rearguards are Omega locked, you can unlock it. Pretty dang awesome. This is a very good deck against Link Joker sometimes, because Royal Paladins and Gold Paladins generally just dies to Link Joker normally, unless they play Alfred or Easel. So fortunately this is an Alfred deck. and as he gains another skill, Continuous. This all your regular gains is 2k power and a skill, GB3, so you only can use it later game, but early game the lock you can still use. This unit gains was 3k for each of your regards, so it is something like a Same Blow Dragon, but it doesn't have the crit, unfortunately, but it's a very good card still if your opponent at 4 damage, because your opponent have to guard for it, otherwise if you risk checking a crit, he's dead. So 4 copy of Holy Squire Dragon, one of my favorite cards to fight Link Jokers. 4 copies of Aerial Divine Knight Outmao, one of the best Royal Paladin strikes the game. It's definitely one of the best. If you're playing Royal Paladins, definitely get 4 copy of him. His skill is when he's placed on the Vanguard circle, you may pay the cost of flipping yourself face up. If you do, for this turn, your front row gains with 3k power, and then if you have 2 or more face up in the G zone, you may call a grade 2 card from your deck to your Vanguard circle, namely Blaster Blade, and then it gives us 5k power. So imagine that 5k power Blaster Blade is gonna swing like crazy because of the floor guards you're gonna use later on. Amazing card. 4 copies, just help you get your combo pieces together for game. 1 copy of Legit Sword Dragon, also another card only released in English next month. Once per turn, Counterblast 1, and if you have an Alfred Vanguard, or a Blaster Vanguard, so you could actually use this in the MLB deck, if you want to, or yeah, Alfred, so basically Alfred / MLB support. Counterblast 1, if you do search your deck for 1 Sentry of Light or Blaster unit which is grade 2 and below, and call it to Vanguard circle and shuffle your deck. If you do those, that unit gains us 2k power. So very good because you can call anything, even grade 1s. You can even call Junos if you need a booster. Otherwise it's good. This is normally my first target if I have Counterblast. Otherwise, if I have no Counterblast, I'll go for Goblet. Yep. 2 copies of Same Blow Dragon. So, alright, Same Blow Dragon. A very, very powerful card as well. If your opponent doesn't have Perfect Guard and you read him right, you're gonna deplete his hand or kill him because his skill is Activate. Choose a copy of Same Blow Dragon and turn it face up. If you do, this unit gets a 3k power for each of your other rear guards on the turn, on the field until end of turn. So, and if your number of cards in the G zone is 2 or more, and you have 2 or more rear guards, this unit gets a crit. So your opponent definitely won't want this to hit, otherwise he's dead. Very, very powerful card, and especially if your opponent doesn't have Perfect Guard, this guy's gonna swing for huge numbers. Usually for 40k to 50k guard. Very powerful. 1 copy of Goblet, just in case your first strike you don't have extra Counterblast. Sometimes if I actually ride into him, I only have 3 Counterblast, I'll spend it on Alfred, then strike to Goblet. Goblet is good because when this unit attack hits the Vanguard, you can search your deck for grade 2 and Superior Card to your Vanguard circle. So, 2 ways you can use it to fill up your rearguards or to give you additional attacks. After one of your rearguard attacks, you can attack hits, you can Superior Card a rearguard to attack 1 more time. So, additional attacks is always nice. G Guardians, 3 copies of Laser Guard Dragon. As long as you have a grade 2 on the field, he gains plus 5k shield, so it's a easy 20k shield. G Guardians is awesome. 3 copies. 1 copy of the Screw, just in case times I do not have any grade 2s. You may pay the cost and he gains a 10k shield, basically discard 1. So basically you must also have 1 card in your G zone face up as well. So take note. Yep. So I hope you guys enjoyed my deck profile on my Alfred deck. Alfred Blaster deck to be precise. If you like more deck profiles, be sure to subscribe to this channel and click the annotation button because I will be doing more deck profiles. Peace out and love you guys. Rawr.